Good morning, this is Wayne Bilal with another Smart Profit Maximizing Moment. Today we're going to talk about why you should never do hourly billing. I mean, as much as possible as you can get away with it. Obviously, this applies to consultants, coaches, CPAs, attorneys, anybody who bills on hourly. Professionals, freelancers, there's a lot of us out there, and it's a good chunk of the economy nowadays. So, why? Well, before we get to why, let's introduce myself a little better. My name is Wayne Bilal. I'm the founder and owner of a local CPA firm since 1991. Been doing this a long time. I actually passed the CPA exam in the late 70s. Most of that time being spent working with small businesses or working in small businesses and owning one myself, obviously. We focus on three things. One, helping our business owners make more money. We're signing up coaching clients right now. Second thing is help them increase profits, which we're trying to help them increase profits, make more money, and work less and get their business back. The second thing we do is tax planning. The last 3 years alone, we helped our clients save over $4.3 million. July is the start of it. We start looking at the ones that have had big increases. So this is where we're at, and all through the rest of the end of the year. Third thing we do, we're still doing, which is tax returns. So if you haven't filed your 18 return, don't wait till the last minute. Do us a favor, get it to us now. We're hunting for work in July and early August. Increasing profits. Look, when I first started, I did like what I was taught. I billed by the hour. You basically took the general rule of thumb in the accounting field, you took your cost, multiplied times 3, and that was your hourly billing rate. All right. I went to work at Magnolia and Coca-Cola, hired CPAs, and found out how much I hate hourly billing from attorneys or from CPAs. Attorneys, the bill was sometimes worse than the injury that you were, or the thing you were trying to stop. Either, if somebody was suing you, it would sometimes be better to just settle with them than pay all those attorney fees. A CPA firm. We had a CPA firm that came in, their bill was there. I worked 2 years straight, made their life easy. When they came in, I think they made almost no adjustments. And the ones they did were minor at best, and their bill went up. I mean, it's like, what the hey, all right? So, it's a real problem. Plus, I would argue it gets in the way of you helping your client, really. Because when they see you, all they see is, you can almost see the dollar signs rolling in their eyes when they're looking at you. Because every time, and if you really want to annoy somebody, call them, say hi, how you doing, whatever, and then bill them a half hour. I've had that happen to me from attorneys, and I've seen it at CPA firms I was at. It also changes the mentality. The idea is to bill hours, not necessarily to add value, all right? So CPA firms, simple thing like a bank reconciliation, $4 million company, they're off by $100, they'd spend 5 hours looking for it because then they could bill $500 or $1,000, whatever. Call the client up and tell them, I can make this go away. You just won't be able to deduct it. It might cost you $20 to $25 in taxes, or I can bill you $1,000 looking for it. See which one they like. That was always my argument. Now, the other problem is you're actually gypping yourself, all right? Hourly billing, I don't do any hourly billing, all right? There's certain things, tax returns. I do a fixed fee based on the complexity of the return. Now, my fees have to be in the ballpark with other CPAs and other people doing tax returns because it's a commodity for all practical purposes. We add a little more to it, obviously, to try to not make it a commodity. But at the end of the day, they can go to 500 other places to get a tax return. All right, but when I do tax planning, I'm like one of the few in the city that has an organized way of doing tax planning and proven results. All right, so that, if I were to put the amount of time, bill the amount of time that I have in a tax plan, I'd probably bill about $1,000 maybe, all right? But I'm saving my clients anywhere from $15,000 to $750,000. Makes no sense, okay? So on the low end, we're charging $2,000 for a real simple one. On the high end, $4,800, $5,000. And my hourly rate would be $1,000. So I'm leaving tons of money but I never get a complaint. Why don't I get a complaint? Because I'm bringing value. And I'm showing them. If I charge them $4,000 and save them $40,000, that means every dollar they gave me, I gave them 10 back. That's a piece of cake. Why should I gyp myself? Now, I can't, ethically, I cannot, CPA ethics and working with the IRS, I can't really do a percentage. So if I save you 40,000, I take 25%. Wish I could. I've seen that model in various industries, but it's not a model I can use. Okay. Second big advantage is that it switches the risk from the client to me and rewards me being more efficient. I do a fixed fee for a business tax return, but it used to take them, the first year I did it, I probably made nothing. I made some, don't get me wrong. But I mean, I think the fee at that time was $750. It took me like 10 hours. It was $75. But I sat down and worked with the client, trained them in what we need and what we want. And the next year it took me 3 hours. I'm doing $250 per hour billing. And it really increased. We even did better. All right. When I was doing bookkeeping, which we're not doing anymore, but when I was doing bookkeeping, we'd do a fixed fee, and then we'd work on improving our efficiencies, and we got to keep the profit. But more importantly, the client was not taking the risk. We were taking the risk. Now, you got to be careful with that. Make sure you have an engagement letter. Make sure you have a contract, if in your terms, if you're not a CPA, a contract that spells out what's covered, because that's a serious problem is mission creep. They want to add other things to it, all right? So it's really, really important. If you're hourly billing, I'd argue stop. The clients hate it, and you're gypping yourself, and your mindset will be different if the work is to add value. How do I add value? Not just how do I add hours? All right? Until next time, this is Wayne Belial saying, think about that. Switch. Get to value billing. Add value. If the clients don't see value, then there's no good reason for you to bill them, to be frank about it, other than now you're selling a commodity. All right? Think about it, add value, look for things that clients are willing to pay for, and watch your profits soar. So hey, until next time, this is Wayne Belial saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much.